Welcome aboard everyone, and welcome to a short video about a subject I'm asked quite a lot in the comment section of my videos, and it seems a bit of a dry subject, but it's actually can be quite interesting. And people ask, what would happen if you ever sort of injured yourself or just got stuck without a means of getting home immediately, so it had to maybe stay out a little bit longer on a trek and so on. And one thing I don't show on my videos is a little pack up that I always have with me, which is an EDC. It's called Everyday Carry, and I always bring this little pouch with me. It's about 8 inches across, 6 inches down, and I carry quite a lot of gear in here for the what ifs, and I'll show you inside. There's quite a lot there, isn't there? And the reason I carry it is because I'm using things like this and this all the time on my camps. I'm not supervised, and quite a lot of the time I'm a long way from any help, and sometimes without phone signal. I do try to be sensible where I go, and I take a little mini GPS whenever I'm going anywhere without signal, but yeah, there are quite a lot of places without coverage. So I like to have the thought that I've got this little EDC with everything I need if I get caught short. Let's take a look what I've got in it. As well as first aid, there's some sort of survival aspects to this pack as well, but first aid being the most important thing. My dear brother, he's a surgeon, and when I questioned him about what I should have in one of these EDCs, as well as the sort of minor stuff like dressings, plasters, bandages, that sort of thing, he said, get yourself a tourniquet. And I thought, that sounds a little bit hardcore, really? And said, yes, you're using axes, you're using big knives, and it only takes one, I try to be careful, but it only takes one lapse in concentration where you could cut through serious vessels, or indeed an artery. So he says, get yourself a tourniquet, and I've got this one here. And when you search tourniquet on Amazon, be really careful, because there'll be something that's about £2.99 and it'll say tourniquet, but really those ones are just like, pretty much like an elastic band that you just put at the top of your arm, for instance, if you were maybe having a blood sample taken or an injection, just something that raises a vein. But this one here is the real deal, and it's it's a little bit more expensive, sort of between £5 and £10, but it really, I'm not going to undo it, but it's a proper tourniquet. It's got a ratchet on it to tighten it up. It's obviously a lot wider and heavy duty than the cheapo ones. It's got a pen where you can write the time on it. This tourniquet, what it does is it buys you time until the rescue services can arrive. So definitely get a tourniquet, and use YouTube to find out how to use it as well. What else have we got? Right, in this first bit here I've got some tenacious tape, which is really good for mending any sort of tent fabric, or you can mend air mats with it as well. Got a little waterproof notebook, which I don't use much, but I should sort of note down little bits about what I should have bought with me, or what I didn't need, those sorts of things. I've got some fire lighters in here, and here is a compass, and my hands are so cold at the moment, but it's a compass, and I think there we are. Yeah, it's a compass and a reflector as well, so again, help you get out of trouble if you need to navigate yourself out of somewhere. Right, so cold, I'm not getting the words out properly, sorry about this. in here, in the little sort of, well, let's go for this bit first. That's called a life straw, and you can just take the cap off, stick it in a river and drink directly from the straw, and it won't take pesticides out, but it'll purify some pretty stagnant water. I've got some painkillers there, some more painkillers, can't remember the brand name, some paracetamol, I've got a £10 note, and I've got some regular plasters for sort of little minor cuts and bruises. And in here I've got a really nice little sharpening stone. And it's diamond on one side and got a very fine whetstone on the other, so you can do some sort of field sharpening of your knife when you're out. In this section here, antiseptic wipes. I've got a Leatherman Micra, that's what they're called. They're great little knives, and they've got scissors with them as well as blades, little screwdriver attachments and so on. Some tweezers, some bandage scissors, again some more antiseptic wipes, a lighter, a pencil, I've got a whistle there, and some cotton buds. And in this section here, again it's more first aid, but what's that there? Must be from a, there we go, it must be from a survival pack. I've got some tea and coffee. And those in here actually, let's have a look. Oh, really important foil blanket to reflect the heat. Yeah, emergency foil blanket. Back to the first aid side of things, tape, bandage, tissue. So that's pretty much it. I just wanted to show those of you that were talking about the what ifs and what if I ever became injured or lost and had to spend a little bit more time out. And so I would suggest, if you're going to do this sort of thing, make yourself up a little EDC. It's pretty cheap. The life straw maybe was £15, but again it's a lifesaver. I would say the full contents of this here would be about, including the pouch, would be less than £40 with everything in it. And so yeah, so that's my EDC kit. You don't see it all the time because it's just literally something that I put down the side of my bag and just have. It's there if I sort of need it. But there we go. There's still room for some other bits if I decide, but that's an EDC. So there you go, a little video. I carry this with me everywhere. It's just that you don't see it on the videos because it's just in the background or stuck down the side of my pack. But it was a lot of fun to make it up, and you can tailor it to your own needs. And I hope I never have to use it. But the good thing is it's there, and it's probably got more equipment in it than I'll ever need. I was finding stuff there that I didn't know was in it, like the compass and so on. But I'm now pleased, and I've sort of made myself aware what's in it and what I've got to help me out. Let me know if you think it needs anything or could lose anything out of it, or what you put in your sort of EDCs. I'd be interested to know. Of course, like and subscribe to the video as well. That would be great. I could do with a few more subscribers. Not moved much in a month and a half. So that's my EDC. I hope you enjoyed this very short video, and I look forward to seeing you again.